Hey howdy, hey partners. Today I'm super excited because we have another movie accurate Woody mod. Let's get into it.
Reach for the sky!
You're watching Today I Grew Up.
To infinity and beyond!
As you know, up until this point, this is my movie accurate Woody, the latest one that I have with now a toy company upgraded head. He is missing his badge right now because I had to take the real metal pin out to use it on the new badge that I got from Seed Toys. If you want to see a review video of this Seed Toys Woody head kit, you need to click the card here in the corner of your screen. It'll take you to that review. But in this video, I'm doing a modification. The issue with Seed Toys, even though it's a great Woody head sculpt, is that he does not come with a proper neck joint, because when they designed this Woody head, they designed it to only fit with the collection or signature collection Thinkway Toys peg system that goes into that voice box. But since I use a movie accurate voice box, I don't need the collection or signature collection voice box. So I went in here and I used a blade tool and I cut inside to widen it because there was extra pieces in there that I did not need. I had to go in there very carefully with the blade, take out these extra pieces that were in there, and then I had to carve around it a little bit more just to empty it out. And then once I got the hole wide enough, I was able to get another spare neck joint that I had. I found this extra Jessie I had in my garage in a bag. I almost donated it, and I'm glad I didn't, because this ugly Jessie offered a neck peg. So I was able to saw it off. What I'm going to do is add Gorilla Glue gel all the way around here. So once I got the super glue on there, what I'm going to do is just kind of carefully wedge this peg in there. And it actually fits really well. So I'm glad I got the Jessie head sculpt because it's a little bit smaller than like a Woody neck joint. So I'm really happy you just push it all the way in. And actually right now, even without gluing it with super glue, it's actually pretty tough. It's not going to come out. And I already actually tested, shaking it around and pulling on it. It's actually in there wedged nicely. So it makes my job easier because I need that area for my zip tie to go, because it's not going to be going into a voice box, because my movie accurate Woody voice box is a separate piece. So I just need to rely on this part for the zip tie. I also would like to talk about the shiny metal gold badge here that we got. I really love the Seed Toys badge here. Texturized the gold color. The one thing that I don't like about it is that it's not 100% movie accurate, because it solely relies on magnets for it to stay on Woody, which isn't a bad design, but it did come with one and then two magnets. Usually what I do is I duct tape it behind Woody's vest and then it's able to stay on there. But because I want the real metal pin, what I did is I had broken a safety pin from my last badge from the other Not a Toy Company badge that I had. To compare, here is the Seed Toys and here's the Not a Toy Company badge. It's actually a little bit scaled smaller for some reason, but I just definitely want to try the new badge out. In the back here I had a broken safety pin needle because it looked very movie accurate, and I just had it kind of stuck in a hole there, and it was hot glued because the super glue wasn't really holding the small metal piece. So I noticed that with a hot glue gun, I can get it to stick. So what I'm going to do here is, now that I unstuck the broken safety pin, because it's a magnet, it's going to kind of stay in place already. So what I'm going to do is, I have two magnets there that are going to keep it in place. And you can see that's movie accurate. It's how we see Woody's badge in the movie get stabbed into Woody. I took my time on the badge and I ended up doing a little bit of super glue and hot glue to get it to really stay on there, because I don't want it to fall off with manipulation. So I made sure that the pin is not going anywhere. So you can see that I glued this magnet to that magnet so it doesn't slip off, added some super glue, and finished it with hot glue to seal it. In a way it became sealed, and now this is not moving at all, which is pretty neat. So it's a lot more movie accurate now. Now that it has the pin behind it, it could actually stand up on its own as like a kickstand, because it's got that real metal pin behind it, which is pretty sweet. I'm glad that it just worked out, because I wasn't sure when doing this, transferring it onto this, if it was going to work, but it looks like it's going to work just fine. Here it is, my new Seed Toys head upgrade with the bandana. I really like the bandana upgrade because it looks more movie accurate in the back, because of the length is done accurately. So it looks really good. Also, the badge upgrade has been really nice. I really like that gold detail. It shines just a little bit better And it's very cool, even though maybe it might be a tad bit too shiny from the movie. I feel sometimes in the movie it does look like that. So the textured eyes is pretty spot on. So I do love that a lot. The proportion of the head actually works for me. At first I thought, is it going to be too big? But no, it actually works pretty nicely. The hands definitely are pretty nice size. I felt those were pretty appropriate for the size of his head sculpt, because since we changed the size of his head, his hands need to match that. And of course, nothing else really changed on this Woody, but the hand swap, the head swap, and the new badge. And I think it looks really awesome. And here is the Seed Toys head next to the Not a Toy Company head. Just slightly oversized, but in a way where it's okay. I don't feel like it's too giant of a head. You know, at first I was afraid like it's gonna look too big of a head, but it actually does not look too big. So I'm very happy to report that it looks proportional. Surprisingly, I was actually surprised by that, but definitely an improvement. Not a Toy Company did good with coloring, I felt, on the lips and the cheeks. I like the rosy cheeks and lips better on Not a Toy. But I think on here on Seed Toys, definitely like the quality feel of it. It feels more like a toy head sculpt from Thinkway Toys, like a vinyl material versus a 3D print material here on the right. But wow, it's pretty awesome. I really like this head sculpt, the new one. And here is the badge comparison, but I just really like the shininess of this badge. I think it's pretty neat. The comparison of the hands, very similar, but you can tell, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but the Not a Toy Company shading is a little more tan, which I think is better for that head sculpt. But I think compared to his head sculpt, it was good to try a different one. And this one just feels like the fingers are spread out a little further, which I don't mind. In the movie, it kind of looks like that. So I kind of like that the fingers are spread apart a little bit more than a Not a Toy here. So that's very interesting to look at. Now here is the hand and the Not a Toy hand. You can see the difference. You can see how the paint matches closer on this one. So it had to be done, but it looks really great nonetheless. It really does look like Woody from the movie, as he's saying goodbye to Andy there. You still have, you know, the swivel articulation 360 on the wrists. Also on the head with the zip tie mod, I was able to make sure that we can still do, us toys can see everything. So play nice. So it does do 360 without falling off. That really worked well, that mod. And of course, he does have the floppy head. I made sure with the zip tie we did have some room for that. Something you can't really do with the Thinkway Toys collection or signature collection, because it's connected to that voice box. It's pretty rigid, but you do have some flop there, up and down, side to side, which is more movie accurate. So I really recommend getting the movie accurate voice box for that reason. It just makes it a little bit more accurate overall. And then of course we have the Divine Child So Retract movie accurate voice box with Tom Hanks phrases. I love it. It's very movie accurate to me and so cool. I really feel like I grabbed Woody out of the screen here with this. As discussed in a previous video, we looked at the Not a Toy Company hat, but unfortunately it is a little too small for Woody. It doesn't fit him right, so we can't use that. So I decided to go with the Thinkway Toys modded hat that I have. And it does have the felt mod, and I'm happy to report it doesn't affect it being on Woody, which is better because it protects the custom paint job. But I think it looks really good. It looks awesome. So I highly recommend, if you get the Seed Toys movie accurate Woody head sculpt like I did, to use the collection or signature collection hat. Now the one that I'm trying to obtain, which I may be getting very soon on this channel, is a Medicom Woody hat, because that one has no holes in the back, as you see here. I think Thinkway Toys left those holes. Unless you have the bootleg version of this hat, which I don't have anymore, or you get the Medicom hat and mod that with the stitching, I think that'll be the perfect hat for this Woody. And then I would feel like this is the movie accurate Dream Woody for me, for my collection. So I definitely love it, and wow, does it look really cool and really great. Looks like Woody jumped out of the screen, and this is my dream. But until now, I feel like this is the best I can make my movie accurate Woody. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of my new movie accurate Woody, essentially Woody 4.0, because I've modded Woody so many times. I'm kind of losing count now of how many times I change him. but these little upgrades go a long way. I really love this Seed Toys head, and I really like this new shiny gold badge. And I really love the hands that complement the color of the face now that we've changed it, and matches the proportions of Woody overall. And I'm very happy to report that even though it appeared that the Woody head may be oversized or the neck was too long, if you do it just right and take your time and be very careful to adjust things like the bandana length and do the zip tie correctly, and it just looks right. It doesn't look wrong. I can't say that this Woody looks oversized. It looks pretty proportional to me, and probably pretty comparable now to Thinkway Toys for the collection Woody. Here's my Toy Story Collection Cloud Pattern 2009 Woody. You can just see that it does seem proportional. It does work. The head sculpt is a good size. It's just as big as this one, I feel like. There's no real differences really. So the proportions are not too big. I'm happy to report that they are sized correctly. It's very true to what Thinkway Toys would have given us here, like the collection here. Now imagine we would have gotten this Woody here from Thinkway Toys over what we got for collection. How crazy would that be? Basically, I've built my dream Woody that I always wanted from a toy company but never got. Thinkway Toys Cloud Pattern was the best we had until now, but just look at the differences of the details. Pretty crazy. They're just about the same size because obviously it's a collection body, so I anticipate that, but just with the vest and the accurate colors here on the left, it is the Woody I always wanted. That looks like it jumped out of the screen versus what we got officially from the toy company Thinkway Toys. We really did it, partners. Together as a Toy Story community, we came together to make the ultimate movie accurate Woody custom. And what's cool about it is that although it is using a custom head and hands and badge and things like that, like the boots, we still are using Thinkway Toys, which we know came from the digital Pixar data. So I'm really happy to report that this is very accurate to what we will see Woody on screen to be, because we are using a rare Thinkway Toys body with tailored vests, and we're also using with the real denim jeans, pearlized buttons upgrade, small pull string ring with Tom Hanks voice phrases, slow retract. We got those boots, accurate yellow color now, accurate yellow color around the holster, fake ruby, but it looks really good. And then everything kind of looks more like leather with the belt from Not a Toy Company and the boots and the holster to match. They all are very consistent, and it looks really amazing. The bandana looks more accurate now. Everything about this Woody to me feels and functions like the actual Woody from the movie, with the exception of course upgrading the hat, which I will do in the future with a Metacom hat. That's what I'm gonna do. But other than that, this is the dream Woody. This is something that I hope we see on the shelves one day. Either Disney produces it for Toy Story 5 movie promotion, just give us an adult collector's edition, and that we can collect this for ourselves, because I wish one day everybody's able to have this Woody in their collection, just like you saw Andy hold him in the film in toy mode, because it's just very cool and neat to see and makes Toy Story come to life, in my opinion, in your hands. And this is my dream right here, to have this movie accurate Woody join my collection, and I consider this to be my personal ultimate movie accurate Woody in my collection out of all the Woodies and other toys that I have. As always, partners, thank you so much for watching, liking, and commenting on these videos. It really helps support what I do here on YouTube. If you'd like to continue to support me in this journey, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted for future videos on this channel, and I'll see you, partners, on the next video review.
You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure.
You are a sad, strange little man. You are a sad, strange little man. That might be.
You are a child's plaything. Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.